For years, Democrats have thought that black people owed them their vote. They've looked at the black community, pandered to them, and said, if you just vote for us, all of the problems that you're seeing in your communities will eventually be alleviated. But instead of actually doing things to actually improve on the issues that black Americans are concerned about, all they do is pander to them and then pretend that the other side are evil racist. Well, even though I might not understand many of the unique challenges that face black Americans, I understand that they're more similar than any of us, just like all groups are worried about the same core issues. You're worried about being able to afford to provide groceries for your family, to be able to afford to pay for your rent, to want a border that's secure, to want communities that are safe, to want to not have to send your sons and daughters off to conflicts overseas, to want a government that cares more about you than cares about nations that you'll never visit that are half a world away. And that's what's being offered this year by the Trump 2024 ticket and by Republicans down ballot. Now, I understand a hesitancy for black Americans to want to vote for Republicans based on all the propaganda that's been out there. Of course, we know that there was supposedly a great switch, and actually the party of Lincoln that freed the slaves was Republican, but Democrats will deign to tell you, no. There was a big switch, and that's not the case anymore. The truth is, Democrats don't really care about the issues surrounding black people. They only care about running on those issues. That's why you see cities that still have the same problems that claim that they'll solve for black Americans that are working on those for years and years and years, even though they've been almost all Democrats elected to those cities for years. The truth is, Donald Trump isn't as divisive as they're saying when it comes to matters as race. Things were remarkably well for black Americans in his first tenure, including black job ownership or black jobs being up, black ownership of businesses going up, and the wages of blacks going up. All Americans' wages have only gone up about 1% under the Harris-Biden administration. And as she said, she wouldn't do things differently. Whereas those numbers were about 8.5% increase of wages under Donald Trump. Black Americans understand their communities are now being opened up to people that don't share their culture, such as illegal immigrants or immigrants from other countries that are being put into those communities. Black Americans that have been struggling and wanting the government to help them out and give them a hand up for years are finding out that illegal immigrants are getting thousands upon thousands of dollars as black people through this country struggle mightily. We know when there's increased military action that's necessary in this country, black Americans disproportionately are those that are being asked to go fight. Donald Trump achieved a world of peace through strength. Democrats are achieving a world that's on fire, that is likely to send more U.S. troops overseas. And when it comes to education opportunities, we could see that these schools are becoming indoctrination chambers that are more interested, instead of teaching people skills that will help them improve, more interested in indoctrinating your children to values that most black Americans don't share. Black Americans are disproportionately conservative when it comes to white Americans and other groups. You have those conservative values. You have those family values. Democrats are more interested in pandering and telling you that you need to have access to abortion because the truth is, as some of the people that originally advocated so strongly for abortion, they don't want a lot of black children to be in existence. They keep dividing us because by pandering to you on race and pandering to groups like me about issues like race and other such things, we stay divided and don't understand that our institutions don't care about either of us. The things that we should all value, a strong country, our children being safe, being able to afford to live, being able to have opportunities to do things like grow a small business. All of those things are better in a world where we have a government that answers to you. We could see that Trump was willing to listen to leaders in the black community and do things like have prison reform, something that wasn't even achievable under Barack Obama. The idea that there needs to be individual pandering to people based on skin color is ludicrous. Republicans will treat you as Americans, as individuals, not as a monolithic group. They won't treat you as a group that has to vote for them no matter what, or you're not really black, in the words of Joe Biden, if you don't vote for them. I understand the apprehension to try to vote for a political party that historically many people haven't. But ask yourself this. Why wouldn't you vote for a party that you could see that your pocketbook was doing better, that the border was more secure, that there wasn't these issues of all of a sudden violent criminals on your street being left out with cashless bail because of Democratic prosecutors that allow these sorts of actions to occur? So you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump and Republicans because you're black. You should vote for them because you're an American, because you care about your child's safety, you care about the future of this country, and you care about being able to afford to provide for your families in this great country going forward.